open is host only. So let's just do our normal routine. We'll go through everything. And then obviously we can have a look into what is actually happening today. So, dollar, dollar. There we go. Right. So currently not really doing anything. If you look at dollar in regards to where, market opened here. Yes, we obviously gapped up ever so slightly, but dollar is trading in this consolidation zone here. All right. So, not really doing anything. We're obviously just got to we'll wait and see which way we break out, which way the optimism is, and obviously how we can capitalize on it. So that's basically what I would be marking up on the dollar index chart at the moment, because obviously to get that confirmed move, we want to know which way dollar is going to be heading. I personally think we're going to have a bit of optimism and potentially continue this run that obviously we've started. Yeah, but let's wait and see. I think even if we drop down into this level here, then I think that we, might see a little bounce off of 99 500. So, like always, you want to have 100 marked up. You want to have 99 marked up, put it on the hour, and just mark up this consolidation zone here because this is going to be key to your trading day here, and obviously it's going to really help you. Excuse me. It's going to really help you in regards to working out where price could potentially be heading at any particular part of the day. Right, we're then going to look at what's the, risk at the moment. We've got yields up 0.25%. We've got the stock market break even to up, nothing really major. So there is a little bit of optimism there, which is going to take it potentially away from commodities, even though gold has been pumping. I'll go through my gold trade in a minute. And obviously the reasons behind entry is I took, like I'd said, I took a bit of profit here because it is early. But obviously, yeah, we're trending to the upside here, and so it was a good job that I did because my stop loss is covered. Um, let's just go through what we've got coming up this morning. All right, so we've got manufacturing data for euro, manufacturing data for pound, and then a bit later on we've got some manufacturing data and some employment for the US dollar. That is a bit later on, so it'd be interesting to see. We're going to try and hop on a trade before this news here happens. So, we might be trying to come out before this time here because we don't want it to affect our trades. So let's wait and see. But obviously, yes, euro in the next hour we need to be a bit wary of, and obviously the pound at 9:30 we need to be a little bit wary of. So let's have a look now in regards to strength of pairs. All right, Darla is flying. Let's just put this on a 15-minute. Look at that. So let's go for strength of pairs, and then obviously we can grade up what we want to be trading against what. So if we're going here, we've got obviously because gold is pumping, we've got AED at the top. Then we've got the US dollar because it's pretty strong. We've got euro. We got Swiss. We got NZD. We've got GBP, and then we've got yen right at the bottom here, JPY. It looks like I missed one. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. CAD. There we go. CAD here. So CAD. That's obviously our should strength of pairs here. Pound was one that I was looking at here, and so remember we always want to be looking at our top three and our bottom three here. There was, or that there is a strategy which I've been looking at on top of gold, and there's a couple of points which I've added this week, which I'm going to speak about now. But so, for example, it would be at 7 a.m. trading the top three pairs against the bottom pair, which would have been yen, or probably might have been CAD early on. That would be Aussie. It would have been US dollar and euro. But obviously, it wouldn't have worked out this morning. So I would have wanted to have traded it from here, and obviously they would have all been down. So it's a good job. Um, but I think it might have been CAD. So if it was CAD, it would be Aussie CAD, which I don't have. It would be Euro CAD, which would have pumped. Boom. What else was at the top? I've forgotten. USD. So USD CAD. There we go. Yeah. So I think yen this morning would have been about here. So potentially might have been CAD, but let's wait and see. This is a interesting strategy. I'm just journaling it, at the moment, but it's a very easy one. 7 a.m. strength of pairs, and then obviously just trading the top three against the bottom or the weakest asset for the market open, and obviously would have if CAD, which looks like it would have because it's dropped from, 7. So I actually think yen would have been around here. It would have been above CAD and pound. So let's wait and see. Um, right. So euro is one that we are in at the moment. Whoops. Very happy with this one. Moving, nicely. Take profit was here. Let's just go through this in a overall. So one thing that I have added in is I'm going to add in the previous daily high and the previous daily low. So every morning you want to obviously mark these up because they will, on top of obviously the Asian session and London session high and low, they're going to help you, in regards to obviously what you want to be trading off. So, if you can see here, right, euro, it has been in a nice down trend here, currently in a bit of consolidation. What does that mean? Price is struggling to push up above, price is struggling to push down below. All right, so just being a bit patient here. We obviously had this level here of, resistance here on the 4 hour. What we're always looking for, right? And one thing that I've looked into heavy detail this weekend is that, when you've got a level like this, what, market tends to do is to have one big push to the upside. All right. And that's what we've had here. That's this push here. Is it then does sell off here? Then it has one more big push, all right? Because you can see this candle here. It's a prime example here. Look at this trade, brilliant. You can see this candle here, prime example. In regards to everyone's going to be buying from here. All right. Now, what we are looking for is yes, we've seen that there's resistance here, so we're expecting this push up here to take out, whoever's entering this trade potentially got their stops about here, and then looking to trade this down, lower. All right. What obviously we are looking for here is this move here, just to take everybody out, and then obviously the push down here. All right. And then we want a nice retest where this, I guess if you trade ICT, you'd call it a liquidity grab. Let me just check how our euros trade is doing because very nice that. Couldn't be happier, guys. Look at that. Perfect. Good start to Monday. This very calm. So very happy. Just want this to potentially continue, or maybe we'll take a bit of profit off the table as it is early on in the week. But yeah, so make sure anyone in euro stops to break even and take some profit off the table because we do have a 4 hour level of support here. So just be a bit careful. But yeah, we're waiting for this move here, this drive up. All right, that's obviously exactly what we've got here. One last drive grabs the liquidity, and then obviously off we go here. So very, very happy. I was looking at something very, very similar on GBP too. It didn't quite reach the level of entry I would have wanted. I would have wanted probably this area here, which we didn't quite reach into. And then obviously, yeah, this one's tailed off nicely too, because obviously it's a lot weaker than euro. Um, so gold was obviously one. Just been stopped out on gold, but obviously I took some profits here. So if I do think this is going to continue right down to the downside here, but we've obviously had our consolidation here. We've popped it up, right? This is a 4 hour here. Should have probably potentially trusted my levels a bit more, but obviously, that's why I've taken profit off the table here because, I'm still obviously working on this strategy this week. We had a good 50 pips here, so was very, very happy. Took obviously enough off to cover this loss here. So that's what I ended up doing. So yeah, not too obviously unhappy here, but yeah, let's wait and see what happens. I like the idea of what's happened here, but like you can see here, right, there's a lot of resistance and a lot of support. It draws its hand first to the upside, comes back and obviously retests. I was very, very patient, waited for this area here to hit, come straight back down again. But obviously, gold had one more push into this 4 hour. Now, probably hypothetically here, what I want to be waiting for. All right, and I'll be honest because yeah, like I said, I covered my position, so I'm happy. What I want to be waiting for here on a 5 minute time frame would be this, because we've driven up. If you don't look at it on a 15, prices obviously spiked. We've then come and tested it. So what I would be looking for here, once market closes, is a potential test into this area here, right? And then I want to take this down into this level here. Something like this would be quite good. That would be something that I'll be looking for here. So just a little one more read test, anywhere around here, and then obviously bang, take this trade down into this area here. But one rule I've got with gold, if you're in profit and you are happy, take it because gold is a killer. But it'll be nice to watch this one play out. Hopefully should get direction correct, and obviously then yeah, it's obviously break even on that morning trade. But obviously, yeah, it'd be good to just make sure that I've got the direction correct. Other than that, let's just have a look at what else we could be playing around with here. We've obviously got. Yen is very, very, very weak here. Obviously, with the US dollar now starting to pump. Oh, this was another one here which I missed out on because I was monitoring euro. But obviously, very, very, similar here. You had this level here, right? Took everybody out, right? Drove down, come back. Where's it retest this 4 hour? Retested it perfectly, and then off we go. That would have been probably about 13 pips in profit so far. So yeah, let's wait and see. But yeah, that one would have been a good one too. I just thought I'd point that one out. Um, so let's have a look against AUD, Euro. So we'd have potentially Euro CAD, Euro GBP, which is a waste of time. So basically, Euro CAD, USD CAD already kind of starting to pump here. Let's just have a look at USD CAD. If we wanted to take something like this, we've got a 4 hour level here. Potentially here as well, where that equilibrium is a good level there. So yeah, that would write that off for me. But one thing that we've got to think about here, all right? We've caught Euro USD this morning, yeah? All right, really, really happy, nice and clean. Can explain why. Um, and do we need to be, looking for obviously extra trades here, in regards to do we want to be exposing our account to even more than, what we obviously have done previously? All right, so these are all things that I'm going to speak about in the camp a bit later on. And then yeah, um, Richard, if you so sorry guys, if you guys have got any questions, drop me a message. I've got one here from Richard. Can we look at USD CAD? All right. So looking at, your USD CAD, where we already know that, strongest to weakest here. All right. Let's just have a look at it overall here. We've got, our 4 hour marked. We've got obviously our, could probably mark a few on this one. You could probably mark this one as well, because there's a reason why price has, stopped here. Then if we look at this on hourly, right? What are we doing overall? Look at trend here, right? Trending to the upside. Technically, yes, if you put a Fibonacci on this, where market opened, it gapped open. We've tested exactly 78.6 here, so let's wait and see, what obviously happens with that one. But how I would be looking at USD CAD is, we've obviously had, yeah, this crazy gap, which we've kind of got to ignore this. All right. Yes, we can obviously mark it as level because it's Asian low, and there's obviously a reason why it opened like that. We obviously then had this drive up, right? Where we come back to retest, all right, this 4 hour here. All right, we've come back to retest it. Couldn't break it. Right, we've had a nice, what they would call in ICT, a nice liquidity, sweep. All right, coming down, rejected. So yeah, I would probably hold off. What I'll be waiting for here is probably this area here to be tested, if I'm honest. I do think price could continue up to this level here. Um, and then we can, we'll wait and see what, happens here. Um, so yeah, let's wait and see what happens, and yeah, hopefully, um, yeah, I probably wouldn't be looking at it where it is right now. We've obviously had this big, move here. Um, And I can't really see a reason why, especially obviously this big gap down, we instantly, filled it. If we look at our daily, price action here, we are, it's still space. I even think this high might get tested here. So let's wait and see how this all works out. But yeah, that's what I would be kind of looking at here. Um, yeah, potential drive to the upside. It is a bit, messy, price action, little bit messy, but yeah, I imagine it's a good job we closed out euro. Yep, just gonna come down and tap here. So let's wait and see. Should be pretty good that. Does anyone have any more questions? Any more for any more? Happy to answer. Just let me know. Let's have a look at gold now. Where's it coming? Obviously down. So I was ever so, slightly early, even though we've taken some profit. It was this drive here that we wanted to wait for. Where's price come into? Right, we've had this drive down here. Where's price come into? Our area rejected. Look at this. I promise you, once I get this right, there'll be a trade in the morning, trade in the afternoon, and then yeah, it'll be perfect. So yeah, let's wait and see. But yeah, that's running very, very nicely. Um, So yeah, does anyone have any questions at all? If not, we'll end it here, and then we'll obviously hop on in the New York, and then make sure you're all available 6 p.m. Probably 7 p.m. Tonight, and then obviously we can go through my kind of weekly boot camp here. So yeah, make sure everyone is available to attend. We've got one question here. No, Richard clapping. Thank you. Um, right, let me just, if you could all hang on before you log off, I'm just going to do a quick sweep for the gram. Put some thumbs up, start clapping. That's it. Yeah, boom. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. And yeah, we'll smash it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very, very good week this week. So appreciate everyone logging in. And yeah, let's make sure we have a nice, steady, profitable week. So have a good one, guys.